Welcome to the Too Inquisitive podcast.
You're too inquisitive.
Guys, this is podcast number 11, which means for 11 weeks straight, without missing a week. I've been late on the days, I think twice, where I uploaded them on Tuesdays instead of Mondays. But without missing a week for 11 weeks straight, I've consistently uploaded an episode, and I'm proud of myself. That means the next episode, next Monday, will be episode 12, which means 12 weeks, which means I would have been doing this podcast for 3 months straight, consistently. A round of applause, please, please, please. Today, I want to talk about something, but before, I want to talk about working hard versus working smart. But before I get into that, I also want to announce that by the time this podcast comes out, it would be yesterday. Today's Saturday. I'm recording this podcast on Saturday. I'm vlogging again. If you haven't checked out my vlogs before, which I'm pretty sure most people that have listened to my podcast have probably seen a vlog. I'm going to be uploading vlogs every Sunday, as well as story times on the same channel on Thursdays. YouTube channel Bunchy VI, sorry. And I'm also going to be live streaming video games on Twitch on Wednesdays, I think it was. Yeah, so like Wednesday nights. Every Wednesday I'll be streaming. And of course, you already know this podcast comes out every Monday. So I was filming the vlog yesterday. And because my friend Gumption did this fundraiser where he surfed. He windsurfed or kiteboarded, whatever it is. I get confused between the two. Him and some friends from Virgin Gorda all the way to Anegada and back, 15 miles each way. So 30 miles total. And I had my drone out because I was vlogging them. And literally the drone battery went from 90% to 0% in a second. Apparently that type of drone has some kind of issue with the battery that when the batteries get old, they kind of slip out of place when they're in the air. So literally while my drone is in the air and I'm filming, the battery dies, and I didn't have the drone up too high. Mind you, I'm filming over water at the beach. I didn't have the drone too high, and I wasn't able to get it back to the beach in time. And it hit the water about 20 to 30 feet away from shore, which is fairly far away. And I would have tried while it was falling to go out and swim to it and catch it, but I had my daughter in my hand. And there was no one around for me to give her to. Plus, also no one around to try and still keep the drone gliding as close in as possible. So I sort of just had to accept my fate that I was going to lose this drone. And it sucked, but I mean, it's whatever. Life is still good. Money gets printed every day. I'll be able to buy one back eventually. But yeah, it pretty much sucks because the drone is a big part of my vlog. So the vlog, even though I'm starting back the vlog, the drone will be missing. RIP drone. I miss you forever. On top of that, I couldn't even go and look for it. I still haven't found it because I couldn't go in the water and look for it because the ground sea was up, which is pretty much like a really bad underwater current. So like the top of the water will be pretty much okay. It'll be flat. It'll look all right. The water will be pretty murky though because the ground sea, the undersea current kicks up all the sand and stuff, so it makes it really murky. I didn't have any snorkel gear or any fins or anything, so it would have been pretty much impossible for me to go out in the water and find it by myself like that. So yeah, RIP drone. It was a DJI Mavic Air. I'm gonna try and buy a Mavic Air too. So if anyone is listening to this podcast and feels like donating some money to the Buy Bunchy a New Drone Foundation, that would be awesome. I would very much appreciate that. So let's get into the main topic of this vlog because we're about 5 minutes in now. Working hard versus working smart. I picked this topic because I was actually talking to a friend on WhatsApp, and we were talking. They asked me they asked for some advice. They asked for some advice about renting an apartment. They wanted to know, with the amount of money that they make monthly, if it would make sense for them to move out and rent an apartment, if they'll be able to handle it. And we talked about it for a bit, and then she said to me, I wish I made as much money as you do, because look at you spend all this money, you have your child, you buy all this stuff, you pay rent, bills, everything, and you were still able to go buy a new iPhone and whatever. And I told her I work really hard, first of all, and I know how to manage my money. I'm decent when it comes to money management. I don't buy unnecessary useless stuff. Like when I bought this iPhone, it was an investment for my business. This iPhone will pay back for itself. Same as a drone. People say, why do you have all these fancy drones and cameras and stuff? It's what I do. It's how I make my money. And then she said, it's good for a young person like you to be working to be working hard. And she wished everybody would work as hard as me. And I told her, no, that's actually really horrible advice. I said, your focus should not be trying to work hard. Your focus should be working smart. And I think I explained a little bit to her, but I kind of kept it back because I know she sometimes listens to the podcast. So I wanted her to listen to this episode when I explain things in depth, because I told her right then and there that this would be the next episode, because it was a perfect opportunity. I was like, yeah, this is the topic. So first of all, let me define in my words what working hard is and what working smart is. So working hard is using maximum effort and energy to achieve a desired result. Simple enough. Working smart now is achieving that same result with minimum energy and effort as efficiently as possible. The key word there is efficiently. Because you can get the job done with minimum effort and energy, but it might take forever for you to do it because you're not putting in as much energy and effort. You're being lazy. So you want it to be done efficiently. You still want to get it done in a timely manner that makes sense. I'll give you 2 examples of that, right? The first one, which is pretty easy to understand. Let's say you're working construction. I'm going to give you an actual job, because some people think that working hard is working for a job and working smart is like working for a business. But that's not the case. You can work hard and smart in whatever you're doing. So I'm going to use a job as an example. Let's say you work construction. That's your job. You're not the manager or whatever. You work construction. You have a pile of cement blocks that you need to move from this spot to the other spot. Working hard is lifting up those heavy blocks yourself, one by one, or however much you can carry at a time, and moving them to that location. That's working hard. Working smart is getting a wheelbarrow or some type of other device that you can load up a decent amount of them, much more than you can carry, and that you can use that wheelbarrow and carry it to the other spot. Not only did you saved energy, you saved effort. Some people say, oh, that's being lazy. Do some hard work. No, it's hard. Save your energy and save your effort, because now plus you got it done faster. So that's the efficiency part of it. The next example that I have is, let's say there's a 10,000 story tall building. Working hard, you want to get to the top. This is a metaphor for life, actually. Working hard is taking the stairs. You may get to about You might climb a few hundred feet in your lifetime. Maybe even a few thousand feet you'll climb in your lifetime, walking those stairs. But you'll get tired and you'll die eventually. There's no way you're going to reach it in your lifetime. Working smart is taking the elevator. You're going to get there in a much timely fashion with plenty of energy to spare. Now think about that as a metaphor for life. Working hard can get you places. It can elevate you from where you are now. But there's a limit. It'll only get you so far. Let's look at like Jay-Z. Jay-Z made millions of dollars with rap, working hard. It wasn't until afterwards when he learned to work smart. Now he's a billionaire. Being a millionaire is awesome, but being a billionaire is better. Obviously. When you take that elevator, when you work smart in life, the possibilities are endless. There's no limit. There's no cap. You can go much farther. So to some people working hard, of course you'll get places, and that might be an accomplishment to most people, thinking, well, I'm way better off than where I was when I started. But working smart could have got you even further, probably even faster. And this is something that I told to the girl in the conversation. Unfortunately, most people don't learn this lesson until they're older. Like, let's look at Jay-Z for an example. Jay-Z is what? In his late 40s, probably early 50s. He didn't become a billionaire until he was in his 40s. Look at most billionaires in the world. Most of them, I'm not saying all of them, most billionaires in the world. Those billionaires often become millionaires in their early 20s or late 20s or whatever. But then they don't become billionaires until their 40s. And it's not because they didn't do things to make more money or whatever, but it's that they learned to make their money work for them instead of working for money. They learned to use that money and their power more efficiently, but they learned it later on in life. The earlier you can learn to work smart and not hard will save you so much time, effort, energy, and get you further. You'll be set from a much earlier time. And if you can find the balance to do both, to work hard smartly, whew, oh man, the possibilities are endless. Completely endless. That also comes with the territory of what we talked about last time, the last podcast. You wouldn't realize this stuff thinking inside the box. You have to think outside of the box to even know this. And like I said before, school doesn't condition you to think outside the box. School aligns you to think in line with everybody else, because we're all taught the same, unfortunately. I'm 21 years old, and I learn these lessons, and I learn them by taking information in. Like, I listen to podcasts. I listen to podcasts when I sleep. I used to watch TV to go to sleep. Now, if I watch TV to go to sleep, it'll probably be a documentary on or a cartoon that I've seen a million times. But majority of the time, now I listen to podcasts when I go to sleep. When I'm doing work, I have a podcast or a documentary or something playing in the background. Something that I know will teach me something that I didn't know. And if I'm scrolling on Facebook or whatever, I stop and I read articles. I try to read as much as I can. I don't like read books, but I try to read articles. I have some audiobooks too that I listen to, but I consider an audiobook like a podcast, to be honest. But yeah, and I talked about this with some other guys yesterday too. You have to know how to work smart. And you apply that to everything in life. Everything in life. You know something too? When I find when I point this out to people, when I point out an easier way to do something that somebody wants to do, people are so stubborn. They say, "Oh, nah, man, I can just do it this way." I'd be like, "Yeah, but you're doing it the hard way. You're taking the long road." And they're like, "Nah, I good. I can just do it this way." I was like, "Why? Why are you putting in the extra effort, the extra energy, and the extra time when you can get it over with quicker, more efficiently, and maybe even better?" Because a lot of times, working smart, we'll get through with it better than working hard. One of my favorite quotes, I haven't thought of this quote in a long time, but it literally just came to me. I used to say this all the time when I was young because I was really lazy. Bill Gates said he'll always hire a lazy person to do the job because a lazy person will think of the easiest way to get the job done. And that's nothing but facts, my guy. Stop calling people lazy because they don't do it the hard way. Do it the smart way. It'll get you so much farther. It's a better use of your time and energy. Listen, we don't have unlimited time on this earth. So when you die, wouldn't you want to know that the time that you did have was spent of quality? Like you spent quality time on this planet. What you did with that limited space of time mattered. But if you use up all your time doing a few jobs the hard way, you get less done. You're more tired. You don't get to enjoy life. And if you do it the smart way, you get way more done with the energy to actually enjoy life and possibly reach your goals faster or beyond your goals that you could have ever imagined. I don't admire people who work hard. I mean, I do admire them to a degree. But what really catches my attention is when I see an idea or I see somebody get something done and I ask them how they did it, and they tell me an unconventional way that made the job so much easier. And I'd be like something that makes me stop and be like, "Oh shit, that was fucking smart." That's that person that I admire. And then I talk to that person. And then I ask them questions because I want to know how you think. Because if I figure out how you think and then I apply that to myself, then I learn something. Then I can probably apply that to my life and I can figure out how to work smarter with my life. I'll give you another example. This is an everyday example. You ever buy some ice cream and you put it in your freezer and then you're ready to take the ice cream out of the tub to put in your cup or cone or whatever, and you use a spoon and the ice cream is hard as fuck? There's two types of people in this world. There's the people that will use all their strength to get that ice cream out of that tub with that spoon, probably end up bending the spoon a couple times. We've all done that. Or there's that person that's going to go run that spoon under some hot water and then get that ice cream out effortlessly. Same result. You both get the ice cream out. But now you're tired. And I'm good enough that I get to enjoy my ice cream. I'm not even talking about just work. Apply it to everything in your life. Apply it to your relationships. Apply it to your friendships. Apply it to just the way that you bathe, probably. That you get ready for work. And you might not figure it out the first try. Ideas don't just come to you. It takes a lot of trial and error to figure it out. You test things out. This is something else I was telling a girl the other day, a different girl. It's the beauty of life. When we fail and we fuck up, once we're still alive, you get to learn from that failure and that fuck up, and then you get to try again, and you get to make adjustments, amendments. It's a beautiful thing about life. When you fail, it's not the end. So it might take you a few times before you find the most efficient way or the smartest way to do something, and that's fine. But try. Make sure you try. Apply it. Don't just, because you can't figure it out, you're just going to keep doing things the old way and strain your back. There are some simple devices that are, if you look at working smart in the dictionary, the picture will show up. The wheel. Pulley systems. Cavemen realized if they invent this wheel and they invent pulleys and shit, they can get more done easier, quicker. Is that a word? Quicker? More quickly, sorry. They can get it done easier, more quickly, less work, in a faster time, less effort. Look at the Egyptians. They built those pyramids without machines. You think they carried that stuff on their back? Of course not. It's impossible. They worked smart. We don't know how, but we definitely do know that they had to be some smart motherfuckers to make them. Some people might say it was aliens. I don't know. But I do know whoever made it. Without machines, smart as fuck. Smart as fuck. Strength is important. Determination, willpower, working hard is important. But let me dumb it down for you. Walking smart is important to her. There's a lot of people I know would say that word. It's more important. Take information in. Continue learning. Never think that you know everything, because you don't. No matter how much of a professional you are, how much of an expert you are, you do not know everything. And there is always a way to improve. Look at smartphones, for an example. Look at the first iPhone to the iPhone 12 that just came out. It's a huge difference. But when that first iPhone came out, we thought, wow, this is it. This is the greatest. We didn't know it could get better than that. We didn't know that. But now look, it gets better. There's always a way to improve. Always. Always, always, always. Look at NASA, the space station. Look at computers. Because NASA obviously needed computers and stuff to make all that stuff happen. And now look at them when they started launching missions to the moon and satellites and stuff, the Apollo missions and all that, the space shuttle. Let's look at the space shuttle. First, NASA had the Apollo rockets, which were one-time use. They didn't know that you could make a spaceship that could be reusable. And then they made the space shuttle. And now we know it's reusable. And they upgraded on them years and years because, of course, they have problems, but you don't know until you use it. There's always something you can improve on. Now NASA decided that they're not even the best people to make the rockets anymore. Now SpaceX is making them. Elon Musk. Look at Elon Musk's Teslas. When those first came out, it was like, wow, these are amazing. You know what they do now? You update your Tesla like a smartphone. You download an update. It makes it better. You get more battery life from an update. The same way how iPhones and Androids have updates. It's because they get better. There is always something you can improve on. That's why apps get updates. There's always something you can improve on. Improve on yourself. Look at yourself. Look at everything you're doing. And look for the easiest, most efficient way to do it. Work smarter, not harder. That's all I have to say about that. See you guys next Monday. I have no idea what the topic will be yet. But see you guys next Monday for the next podcast. Make sure you guys check out the vlog channel. Keep up with everything that I'm doing. I'm really excited to be creating content again. It feels really good, especially to be ending this shitty year, 2020, creating content. It feels good. It feels very, very, very good. Yeah. Don't forget to leave a review on the podcast. I would very much appreciate it. Please rate me 5 stars. That would be amazing. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.